Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Lord Captain Doc Skinner aboard the Starship Pariah, and you're watching the Doc Force. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to say hello to all of my dedicated ones that hang in there with me every night. Let's see. This should be going live. Let me just double check real quick. Yes, we are live there, and we're going to check the Book of Face real quick. Make sure that's all good to go. Yes, we're good to go. All right. So Connie's first one on board ship tonight. Lisa Ann follows. Hello, the Lord has arrived. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm officially Lord of my land in Scotland. And it's kind of cool. So yeah, it actually comes with official title and everything. I can put it on a passport, get that upgrade on the airlines. You know what I'm saying? So we got Paul's here. Hey, Paul. Zach is here. Yes, we are live. Sandy's here from Mesa. Hello, Sandy. Andy is here as well. How are you? Yes, I was at the hospital earlier today. I've been having this issue with the jawbone and my side just the past week. So I went to go get that checked out, and you're in the ER, and there's a lot of people who's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it back in time. So they gave me a nice little what do you call it? A muscular shot, I think, and it everything, all pain went away. So here we are doing the show live tonight. It is the day before St. Patty's Day. Ireland, another place I'd like to visit as well. When I go visit my land in Scotland, and that actually was not even an accent. I don't even know what the hell that was. That was just an attempt that misfired. So, anywho. So yes, Terry's here. Janice is here. Welcome. Angela's here. Welcome aboard. All right. So, get this out of the way. Remember, hit that little share, like button and subscribe if you don't subscribe that way, and hit the notification bell. That way, this ugly mug's going to be popping up. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about something crazy. Yes, I know. If you read the title, let's pray for her. Let's pray for Brittney right now because she needs it. What was I doing? I'm just gonna pull this up. That's what I was gonna do. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Now, by the way, this was double fact checked. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna actually pull this over here. So I'm looking at you guys. Let's see if I do it like this. Okay. Martina, thank you so much, dear. Thank you for joining as well. I appreciate it. All right. So this is well, I actually have to put this over here so you can see it. My bad. So let me do that and let me bring it up so you can see what I'm reading. All right. And this is just heart-wrenching. But here's the thing. Let me see if I can bring this up. For those that don't know, I was working at Disneyland or Disney World MGM Studios, and I was DJing then. That was like 93, 94 maybe. And Brittney, Justin, Christina, and what's the one that jinxed the Cowboys? It's a little sweetheart from Texas. Anyway, they were all there, and they would do their show, the Mouse Show, in the building, and right behind that building was New York City Street, where you'd walk down. You have it looked like downtown New York, and we had a flatbed truck in this little alleyway with a fence, and behind the fence was the backstage for the Mouseketeer Club. So what I would do is they put this flatbed truck up with wooden boxes and a DJ system in there and some lights, and I would DJ like little 45-minute sets throughout the day. When the Ninja Turtle parade would come through, I would be, playing music for them and hyping it up. And then the last set of each night, The sun would go down, lights would come up, the atmosphere actors would come out, Mickey and all the characters, and it would get really packed because I was like, I was the last thing of the night, that last show. So everybody would come and party and dance, and the Mouseketeers would come out. So I never, mingled with them or anything like that. Okay, we weren't friends or anything, but we worked next to each other, and they would come out and dance to what I played. And so I've had a very fond interest in all of them as they've grown up through the years, and just watched their careers, and it gets really heart-wrenching at times. So so when I'm reading about this, know that I have affection for her, and the other Musketeers, because most of them went through this kind of thing. So here we go. Pop star Brittney Spears detailed the satanic abuse she suffered at the hands of her Illuminati handlers during a 13-year conservatorship, including sickening sexual rituals, weekly bloody transfusions, MK Ultra medical experiments. Now, Spears described in a low deleted Instagram posted on Sunday how she was stripped of her freedom and autonomy and subjected to dark satanic practices, including 8 gallons of blood, transfusions weekly, and sexual assaults by elite. I mean, this is hard. This is hard shit, people. But if those that have followed me, I've done shows on this, and I was right there. When Pizzagate was going on, I was talking about that. I mean, and like everything else that was scoffed by, average Joe out there, and now they're like, oh, maybe they were right. Okay. I think if people stop being so dismissive of others just because it's beyond their belief systems, I think we might get along a lot better. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Anyway, let's see. Sexual assault by elite attendees, claiming she was no more than a puppet to her handlers like her father, and vowing to get justice. This is the tweet or the Instagram thing that she posted that was taken down right after. It's okay to lock your daughter up and make her work 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., no days off. 105 people are in and out of a small trailer home weekly, no private baths, seen naked when changing, drugs, can't even be available to the treatment people, blah, 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 has to be available to the treatment people and show up every day for 10 hours a day. If not, we'll have to stay longer. Never given a date on when you can leave. 9 p.m. bedtime every night, like 8 gallons of blood weekly. This happens to me for 4 months after I worked for my dad and my family for 13 effing years. I gave my all when I worked, only to be literally thrown away. I was nothing more than a puppet to my family, yet to the public, I just performed on stage and did what I was told. But it was worse than that because it was accepted and approved by people I love the most. Looks are deceiving. I must have it nice on vacations, LOL. After 13 years, damn straight I should go. I was treated less than, demoralized, and embarrassed. Nobody should have ever been treated that way. I was. The reason I bring this up is because ending this conservatorship is a huge deal. But come on that's it. They all go away with it. If you've ever been in shock for 4 months, threatened for your life, you would be upset too. I'm not done. I want justice, and I won't stop until something is done to those who harm me. And yes, I was harmed. This is a message to all who have been threatened for their life. You are not alone. There's more. Let's see. Then what she did, she had posted, well, here, I'll just hit play on this. She posts this top of this cathedral, and it says, Brittney Spears, in the world, where is it okay to lock your daughter up and make her work 7 days a week? Okay, keep it going. And then that's the message I just read. And then this star, and then Australia, and then the star. Now, my question is, was she trying to say something there just with the images? I don't know. But why would you put those up? Now, this was taken down right after that happened. And then, let's see, what was the other one? I just had it. What did I do with it? There it is. There we go. So, anywho, get rid of all this. Okay. So, what has happened is that now her accounts are shut off. How did she do that? I don't know. All I can say is what she has done is very scary because of what I mean. This is folks, and I'm telling you, this kind of scenario is not make believe with many people. A lot of people say, well, why aren't you in Hollywood, Doc? Why aren't you, doing big movies and stuff? Well, that's all I wanted. Most of my life, that was my goal. That was my mission. But once you see the dark side, it changes you, and you make a choice. And I could have multiple times made the wrong choice, but as Christopher LaPrath said last night, I got a lot of people behind me, around me. Can't see them, but they're around, and they keep me safe. And I think that's that instinct in your that voice in your head says, let's go left instead of right. And I've tried to go with that as much as possible. And but the shit's real. And if people truly knew. Now, I love doing entertainment. I love telling stories, editing, making magic happen. I love doing that. But I don't ever do it when, like some do, where there's some dark purpose. Like, you'll never see in anything I do that I'm aware of. I've never put like any kind of triangles or pyramids or symbols or anything like that in any of my stuff, because I understand how it's subliminal. So my stuff is raw, just like my show is raw. And that's how it should be, instead of always having an agenda to control the masses. So let's go through the chat real quick. See who's come on board. Mr. B's here, and he's losing his money. He's going shopping with his wife. He goes, oh, money. Let's see. Jimmy's here. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, brother? Sherry's here. Oh wait, I'm not doing the whole thing about Bob where I put you guys up here, and there's just so many. All right, let's run through them real quick. So there's Connie. There's Paul. Got to give everybody their due. Zach. Lisa's hello from Mesa. We went through the beginning of the show. Angela, hello. You feeling better? Yes, I am. They gave me a magic shot, and I'm feeling very, very good. I mean, I'm not like I'm feeling great. It's just like, yeah, because I remember last night during Christopher's show that I did with LaPrath, he or I even told him at the beginning, I was like, if you see me gasping for air, it's because I'm having this pain in my side. And so yeah, I do feel better. I just hope it doesn't come back. That sucked. So anyway, so you're all saying hello to each other. Pass on those. Martinez was glad I felt better. Thank you very much. And then Terrence or Mr. B says, I'm in the car with the wife, shops. um, Andy wanted to know, I think hopefully that explained it. Sherry says hello. Jimmy says WTF. Oh my God. Yes. All right. So let's see any questions. Oh, Offworld Adams here. Rick Mackey's here. He says she put a huge spotlight on it. Yeah, that's that. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. That's how it needed to be said. She put a million luminousness or luminary or whatever it is, watt light, and oh my God. Let's just pray for her, okay? That Lord protect her. Lord protect anyone that stands up to this. It's just, like I said, I wasn't friends with the Musketeers. I worked with them. They danced to my music. I'd smile at them. They wave. That was about it. But as they grew, I'm like, yeah, I know them, and you feel a minute connection, a fan connection, I guess. But I've had celebrity friends, that all seem they die by hanging, and just it never feels right. Never feels right. And there was actually something. Was it? I don't know. It was how. Do I want to talk about that? I should say this for Patreon. I'm probably already in trouble. Just for reading that article, all the words that were used, but I wasn't going to butcher it in any way as it was. So let's see, we got Skix. I'm too far behind. I missed out what she did. Okay, so this is what happened. She basically whistle blew on all the dark side of entertainment, like with a huge lighthouse light that just is so bright, which is a good thing, but you fear, you worry, and so let's just pray she's okay. Yeah. Glad you didn't go to Hollywood. Yes, me too. I almost did. If you guys, I mean, I could tell a story, but not now. I couldn't do it here though. I could tell you. I could, some of my closer friends, they know this story, so forgive me if you've heard it. But I don't. I mean, I don't tell many, but I think there might be one or two on here that might know it. I used to have hair when I was younger. And like I said, my mission in life after getting out of, escaping military school, was to entertain people and be a movie star. And so, I worked at this place called Six Flags, and they had the Batman stunt show. And I started off as a, what do you call it? A show attendant, beginning of the summer. And by the end of the summer, I was doing stunts and I was doing pyro. I was blowing shit up, falling off the, Gotham chemical plant. Got to drive the Batmobile. And I just fell in love with stunt work. Of course, at that age, you're Superman. And I was with a buddy of mine, and we were in this place called Blockbusters. They used to sell these things called VHS tapes, and that's what movies used to be on before it was, streamed. And we would, and you go down the aisle, and you get to interact with people too, because you bump into friends. Oh, what you watching today? Oh, I'm watching this. Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh, you want to come over? And we're going, and we're scanning movies, and my buddy stops me and goes, bro, I didn't know you were in a movie. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, this movie right here. And he pulls up this movie box, this VHS box. And on the box, it was called This Boy's Life with Leonardo DiCaprio, and Robert De Niro. and it takes place in the 30s or 40s. And I looked at the photo and I just froze. I went cold. My body went cold. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? So I did some research on this new thing they had called the internet. And I learned about Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was just looking at all these images. I'm like, dude, people are saying, you know, my mom even says he look alike. So I make a call on this special phone number I had back then, which would get you in touch with almost anybody. And I said, yeah, I'd like to get a number for this Leonardo DiCaprio. So they said, one moment, and they gave me the number, and I get the number to his manager, and we're sitting there chatting, and I mentioned, you know, I do stunt work, and I have been told, and I even feel I look like Leonardo. And we're talking, and I was like, you know who I'm talking about? He goes, well, yeah, of course I know, he's my son. And I went, excuse me, your son? He goes, yeah, I'm George DiCaprio. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. So we talked for about an hour and a half or two, and he says, well, send me an image, because we weren't into photos sending on the internet yet. They hadn't got that far. And I think it was like faxes, but I was like, I got to send a photo. So I took a photo of Leo and me, which happened to be the exact same pose, and put them side by side, put it in an envelope, resume, and all that stuff, headshot, FedExed it. A couple days later, I get a call back. He's like, oh my God, he's my own son. You guys look just alike. And I'm like, yeah. And that's how I, you know, got involved with George DiCaprio. And then from there, I was supposed to be in Romeo and Juliet. I was going to do the car crash scene where he flips the car. And that was it. That was all I was going to really do. And maybe some fight scenes. But a hurricane came through, messed up all the stage sets and stuff along the beach, and delayed everything, so they couldn't afford it. And so they had somebody else do it. Anyway, the next one was, what was the next one? Yeah, it was the Titanic. I was supposed to, you know, go and do the stunt work for that. George picks me up at the airport. He takes me to the what do you call it, the main office for the movie, the headquarters for that film. And you go in, and it had all the designs on the walls of all the outfits and the set pieces. They had a huge plexiglass box with a replica of the Titanic in it. And I go in, and there's this, you know, bar stool and seats. And I sit down, and the guy walks in. Oh, it's great to meet you, Skinner. Da da da. You know, George is talking about you. Leonardo's excited about it. Da 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 da. I'm like, wow. You know, of course, I figure Leo's going to know about me because of George. Yet never have spoken to Leo. And so, you know, I'm cocky, arrogant, excited, and I sit on the stool. And after all the accolades, he goes, so let me ask you, what's your highest high fall? I'm like 19 years old, 19 or 20. And I'm all cocky, and I'm just there. I'm like 30 feet. And he's like, that's it? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I so appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much for your time. It was nice meeting you. And I'm like, excuse me, what? So what do I do next? He goes, oh, that's it. No worries. You have a great day. I'm like, well, what about the job? He goes, look, we're going to be doing 400 to 500 foot falls. He goes, I don't have time to train you on set. I'm like, oh, crushed. Went back to the hotel. I was just devastated. But George calls me after Leo gets back from filming Titanic, and he goes, be grateful you did not get that gig. And I'm like, why? Because James Cameron is the devil of directors. That's what he said. Okay, just so you know. And he goes, almost every stunt guy or woman that you saw falling and hitting rails and, you know, just boom, 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 that was real. That was not. He goes, most of the stunt people left with broken something. So, that I feel maybe was my guides making sure I didn't get pulled into that. The next one was a movie that I don't know if it ever got actually made, but it was supposed to be filmed in New York. It was called Marvin's Room with Sissy Spacek and Leo. And I was probably going to just be a stand-in, I think. And that just never happened. And then the last one, when I was in college, I went to, or I was up at in the UNT area in Texas. You know where Sheldon's from The Big Bang Theory. And so I got a call that, hey, we're doing this one called The Man in the Iron Mask. I don't know how many of you have seen it. To this day, I haven't, and I'll tell you why. So I'm told I got the gig. I don't even have to try. I'm going to be the man in the iron mask. And then, of course, when the mask comes off, it'll be Leo, but, to have us both in the same room so they didn't have to do a green screen and all that. So I'm all excited. I fly to Hollywood, and George picks me up, and George DiCaprio does not look like what you would expect, but he's so awesome. He's so cool. Anyway, he picks me up and then gives me a little tour of L.A. and this was filmed here and that was filmed there and blah 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 blah. It was cool. And then we go to this hotel and we go to this room. There's an Italian makeup artist there that's doing the masks, and he's got his female assistant there, and it's George and me. Now, this is the day that I'm supposed to meet for the first time Leonardo DiCaprio. So he's not there yet. So they're like, well, the Italian guy, he was a guy who used to work with Fellini. I think that's a director or something from back in the day. I should know this, but it sounds familiar. Anyway, so he's like, well, we'll get started with you, because they were going to do a mold of both of our heads so that he can make the mask so that one would fit me perfectly and one would fit him. Well, when I got there, he was like, well, your bone structure is the same, da 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 da. And they take me out on the patio and they stick some straws, rubber hoses up my nose, and then they just dump all this goo all over me. I am in fucking heaven because I'm like, they can't pull out now. They're making a mold of my face. I'm in like freaking Flynn, I think I got it. And so we get it done. They take it off, and I'll tell you, that's probably, I think, the first and only time I've had a mold of my head. And it was so surreal looking back at yourself. It was just, it had that three-dimensional, because it was three-dimensional. Anyway, so he did that. And then George gets a call. He goes out in the hallway, comes back in. He's like, man, I got some news. And we're like, what? And he goes, Leo was out late last night. He's not going to be able to make it. And the Italian makeup guy, he was all like, oh my gosh, well, luckily, Skinner's head is the same, and da 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 da. I'll work on it, So that happens. Now that's done. I don't get to meet Leo, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to meet him and the rest of the cast. I think Michael Ironside is in it as well. I remember that name, Michael Ironside. Yes, Michael Ironside, I think. Yeah. And I was kind of excited, him and some of the other actors that I knew were going to be there. And it was going to be 6 months in the Versailles in Paris filming. And I was pumped. And I'm at home in my apartment in Denton, Texas. And I'm taping up the boxes to put in storage because I'm leaving, right? And I get a phone call from the Paris office. And they're like, yes, we've run over budget and we've decided we're going to go with a local and do over the shoulder shots with green screen. And I'm like, fuck. So I find out that The Mask and The Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio was molded off of my head. Got no credit at all. And I had such a bad taste in my mouth. I was very childish, and I did a very angry phone call on the answering machine of George's answering machine. And that was probably a death sentence to my career. But looking back at it, probably might have saved me from God, who knows what. Yeah, I might be rich and famous, but what cost? And I don't think a lot of people realize that. To get to those levels, you have to pay some costs. You got to pay your dues. And it's not always just working hard. So, um, moving on. Beckett's here. Hi, Beckett. I just love her hair. It's just awesome. Says you are correct about the entertainment business, especially in the modeling industry. Oh, God. Oh, man. I feel like I should take all of this over to Patreon so I can just speak a lot more freely. Maybe I should do that. No, I can't. I've got to go do something. All right, but yes, modeling's bad too. I was actually in that. I wasn't a model, but I worked in the industry, and I had a lot of beautiful women around me. But I saw things that were just not good, not appropriate, and I just kind of. I think it's why I've done so many different things. I see. Ooh, I want to do that. I do it. And I'm like, oh, do I really want to do this? Let's do something else. And that's it was my life for the longest time, but always in the entertainment industry. Maybe I was trying to find the good in it. I don't know. Let's see. Did I already do that one? Yes. Zach, no, I don't want to do that. You can be better storyteller with a little devil in your heart. Well, look, yes. In a sense, Zach, you are absolutely correct. To be a storyteller, you can be a storyteller that's just all good-hearted and all that, and those are sweet stories. But I mean, if you want to tell how life really is, it's good and bad, and how we can overcome the bad. You gotta know a little dark, and I know a lot of dark. So, but I try to do happy-go-lucky stuff. So, yes, it is. It's real. I lived it. Unfortunately, oh, Janice, I'm so sorry. Yo, buddy. Hey, brother. You guys are saying hello to each other. Fix that. Let's see. Oh, Christina's here. British and proud. What did I miss? When did you come in? It's 7:15. So it was like 15 minutes ago. Oh, missed a lot. Talked about Brittney Spears. So you have to rewind that. But I'm so happy you were here. I was just telling everybody my name is now Lord Doc Skinner because I'm a landowner in Scotland. Yes. Rick Mackey praying for her. Yes, please do. I know a lot of people give her grief and all, but she is a human being, and she did bring a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of people. So, she stuffed a bottle rocket and yes. I know Corey Feldman is also bringing light as well. Oh, he was one of the ones, the forefront. He was actually like, I don't know if I can say the first, but the first well-known person of my generation that came out and mentioned it. I mean, his words were the biggest problem in the entertainment industry is that. See, I have to pull back on stuff. Let's see. Terry says poop will hit the fan. Yes. Aussie Tiger, third phaser, Gufani and Quaker Rock fam. Wow. That's a good one. Good day. Good day. Stargate Travelers here. Let's see. So the Star, David, Australia, etc. I did some research or did a search and came up with this. In 1979, BEP moved with her Bep moved with her family to Australia for a fresh start. But she says that the war is living with you and it will never leave you. She began volunteering at Melbourne's Jewish Holocaust Center to help safeguard survivor stories. Oh, okay. Did not know that. Yeah. Let's see. Carrie Mavis is here. Hello, Carrie. Wait. Hold on. Let me do this. You're not Doc. Yes, I am. Oh, you say because I shaved? I had to. I mean, it was getting Grizzly Adams kind of all over. It was out of control. Vernon Daniels is here. Welcome, Vernon. Terry says the universe always takes care of us. Let's see. Sherry's here. She says, agreed. Glad you didn't stay. Yeah, it My thing was, is I saw things like at parties. Now, I didn't see Eyes Wide Shut, that kind of party. I was nobody. So, but lower level initiation levels where you're at a party and you get messed up, and then certain people dare you to do things or will do things in your presence to see how you'll react to that level of whatever. Um, yeah, it's very real, people. It's very real. I mean, that's why I got out of the city. Um, I was just gonna, I was just gonna be Grizzly Adams on the side of a mountain, but due to circumstances, I got pulled back in. So here I am. But but I'm glad now because I've got all you guys in my lives, and I really appreciate all of you, right? I really do. Um, I just do. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Lord. Yes. All right. Now that we got that settled. Yes. That's a layered. A layered. I've heard that. Someone else said that. Connie makes a good point. All that glitters is not gold. True. True. Kathy Bennett says hello. Um, let's see. Let's see. Where else? Anne says, I'm just saying Holocaust Putin is the next Hitler. She is throwing hints out as to what those images she posted means and what they stand for. Maybe. I don't know. No, hey, that's how we figure things out, people. I mean, we like Sherlock Holmes or any detective. We lay out a scenario in our head and we say, do these dots connect to this theory, this idea of what could have happened? And then if they find evidence, then yeah. So yes, um, babbling. I'm babbling. Oh, thank you, Rick Mackey. Appreciate you too. Let's see, what's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Today's no, it's not trash day, is it? It's Wednesday. Okay. Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's St. Patty's Day. I do not know any leprechauns to interview. Well, Farfig Nugan. I have to ponder on that. Vernon says, I saw the same stuff when I worked with Circus Vargas. They are Hollywood set up and they are directly involved with people and the same people. It's no good there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It kills me to say it. You know how I love doing what I do? But when you get, like I said, when you get to certain levels, you've heard me say it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. I'm trying to think what I could tell you what I haven't told you guys before. How it all works, how it's all in front of our face. It's literally pressed into our face. It's pushed on us. Think about it. If they didn't push the commercials for movie trailers and putting stars all over on all the talk shows, you would have no idea about that movie. They push it on you. Yes, they're making their money. Yes, yes. But what's the agenda? I think a lot of people need to start when you're watching shows, when you're watching the news, when you're watching movies, ask yourself, hey, this may be a great movie, but what was the agenda in it? What were the undertones of the film? What kind of message were they trying to come across? Programming, yes. That's exactly right. Do you believe in this supernatural? Yes, I do. I've experienced it multiple times. And it can be scary when you think about it. And yeah, no, I've had yes, I do, Christina. I believe. Um, let's see. Thing is done. Wait, hold on. Oh, well, okay. They get them to sell their soul for fame. Not worth it. Yes. Ding ding. You got the bell. You get the star tonight, Sherry. That is absolutely correct. That's why I say, at what cost? When I got to a point when I started understanding and I started playing the game, and I have certain skill sets, and I'm not going to do it like Liam Neeson, who I worked with. He's cool. But I do have ways I can analyze and understand people. Does that make sense? And like I said, it's got me out of a lot of trouble. It's got me a lot of gigs. First part of my career was almost given to me because I had hair, I was young, and vibrant and everything. So, like Brittney and all of them, they love that stuff. And so I had anyway, I had some weird stuff happen that will not be discussed on these channels. Maybe on my parlor, if you guys are intrigued on that. So, anywho, moving on. Let's get off that. Let's get back to you guys. Lunar Sparkles is here. Sherry says programming, channeling. Exactly. Listen to the words: TV programming and channeling. All right, channels. Okay, you're literally channeling an image of beings and whatnot on that show. Broadcasting. You're casting a broad spell. It's all right there, and they've made it so that we're so numb and immune to it that it's just crazy. It's crazy. And when you realize that, that's when you see so much more differently. I mean, things more differently. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Let's get back to you all. There's Jamie says, why I like one hit wonders. They didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Yes. Jamie, that is a really good point that I don't think anybody ever mentions. Is the ones that get a taste of it and they see what it really is and they get out quick. It's a write-off. Move on. And a lot of them live happier lives. When in comparison, you look at the ones that started off as kids and then they just become drug addicts and they're always in trouble, in and out of jail or whatever, in scandal. I mean, that shouldn't be a way to grow up. Even though the pizzazz part of it is so enchanting, you forget everything else and you just float with it. That's what it is. When people and I always say this about Beyonce because she directly said it, how when you go on stage and all of a sudden it's like this spirit of saucy fierce that interests me, and it's not me until I go off stage. That shit's real. That shit is real. When you are in it, as they say, when you are in it, it can feel like you are a co-pilot in you, but someone else is doing the show. And it can be addictive because it feels effortless, feels natural. That shit is very, very real. Let's see. But yes. So have respect for the one-hit wonders. Okay? The ones that had really great song, and then you're like, why didn't they make any more? Think about it. There you go. Terry says, you have integrity and the rest do not. Well, Terry, you are sweet. I do live my life. I do my, I mean, I every now and then I catch myself. I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And then I stop. But yeah, but as I've gotten older, it's just, I feel that I understand integrity, and I need the more just other than just having integrity, holding on to it and letting other people see that integrity, because I feel like integrity is a human trait that is slowly fading away as the generations keep coming. It's just little by little, just whittled away. I mean, think about it. Respect for your elders. I mean, all the basic stuff that my generation and before totally understand what I'm talking about doesn't seem to be as solid as it used to be, like the nuclear family and all that. Kind of miss it. Let's see. What? Oh, weather. It's going to rain. Christine says my house is haunted. Ooh, well, do you have a really old house, or because I'm told I'm not alone in my home, but I well, that's not true. There was one incident when I first moved in here. The I woke up and the shower was on, and that really kind of tripped me out. I think I even did something on the show, but about it. Um, my dogs, they go, two of them in particular, go nuts, just out of the blue at an area. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's a ghost in my house, but I'm not bothered by the idea. Yeah, I'm just like, out there spot. um, let's see. Let's see. I'm like falling way behind. I'm sorry. Lunar Sparkle says likewise. Connie says, got to know how to read people. Always good to have your gut fit go with your gut feeling. Yes, it is. That's absolutely true. Anna says, or Lisa says, what's even more interesting is Israel's Bennett emerges as a meta. Oh, we're still on this. Sorry. I forgot. I'm going back and forth on these things. Biggest suppliers of military weapons and equipment to Israel, over 9.1, I'm guessing, million, in fact, has been provided. Now, that being said, Australia, Israel both have ties with Russia. Okay, I will back off the digging, but just throwing all this out there in case anyone else wants to dig deeper. Good job. Good job. No, I was gonna say Nancy Drew. No, that's cool. It's cool. Even more interesting is Bennett. Is Bennett the leader of Israel? I thought that was somebody else. I don't know. But yeah, it's all intertwined. Let's see here. Lunar's okay. Let's see. Interdoctrine goes okay. Interdoctrine. The indoctrination goes so far back we had no idea what was going on. Yes. From the minute you have interaction with TV, radio as a baby or something, boom, you're slowly being indoctrinated. The public school system, all that. You know. Let's see here. Bop. They want to go further, but couldn't go past. Okay. Christine says a great awakening is happening now. Oh, here's a good one. Sherry says they attacked the Hanson brothers terribly because they didn't comply. I can believe it. And I do feel that this newer generation of musicians have a better grasp and understanding about the dark side, cloning, all that stuff, right? And yet they still do it. Isn't that weird? But if you watch, like Brittney Spears videos, the one with that's all animated, that's about, the duplication centers. Um, I I know a lot of you, some of you out there, not the majority of my people that watch, because I know you guys are cool with everything, but it. I forgot where I was going with this. Gosh darn it! So need a co-host. All right, let me just keep up. I was going to say something probably profound. We're talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, even Timberlake. He talks about, he did this one video that he's got a pyramid on fire. It's one of the most recent ones, and it talks about the traffic jams stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So check, yeah, Justin. I I have respect. I have a lot of respect for all of them because of what they do and what they went through and are still here. Um, and so that's me. That's me. All right, trying to keep up, but you guys keep typing. uh, Christine says, my point about the supernatural is that there's so much more going on around us that we could ever imagine. Yes, and that's actually, Christina, do me a favor. For those that don't know, oh, I haven't even been doing this. Shoot, for all the new people, gosh darn it. There you go. This is where you can follow me on TikTok. You're probably already following me on YouTube, but I have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Doc Skinner. I'm also on Twitch and Twitter, but on Patreon, it's subscriber only and it's no hold bars. So you won't see me sitting here going, and how do I say this? None of that crap. I'm just, and it's just awesome. So go there, and if you want to be a Patreon subscriber, it'll help me out because I'm doing this full time now. This is what I'm doing. This is it. So, and I've got some big ideas down the line on request of last night's show. I was asked, don't splurge all your ideas out there. So they'll just be surprises. So I got some cool things coming. All right, back to the comment page because there's 4 more real quick. Let's see. Palmar says, wait, hold on. Don't pass anybody. Hanson Brothers made an album called String Theory in 2018, and also about In Sync, No Strings Attached. That was it was a metaphor or symbolic to what they were going through. And the big guy, oh, what the hell was his name? He was such a scumbag. The one that managed In Sync and Backstreet Boys and Aaron, little Aaron, and all of these little Orlando kids. I've met him. Oh, yeah. I helped put on shows like in downtown Orlando, in the party area, and he had an office right there. That's in that little area. There was an office, and that's where Backstreet Boys and Sync and all them were all run out of. So he was always walking in and out of there. But he was one, and like the guy. Okay, so yeah, that made me he gave me the EBGBs. The other one I actually worked for. I don't remember his name. There's certain people in my life I've interacted with, and then I just really do my best to forget them. But if you've ever seen Venus Swimwear magazine, I was with them when they first started in Florida, and fell in love with my first model. It wasn't a relationship. I just she was awesome. Oh, she was awesome. Anyway, the owner that created Venus, he was the man. I remember we were over at his house, and it was just this little rinky-dink rundown place and old leather couch and stuff, and this big heavy set individual, will say, molded into his recliner. And I'm sitting across, having a beer, a cigarette. And we're talking about the new magazine shoot that we're going to do in Miami. And all these beautiful women just all over him. You know, I'm like, something's up here. There's just no way. And that was my first big, taste of the modeling industry. Anyway, golly, I just did my resume tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Christina's wanted to go off about the dark side. Christina, what we'll do is I was telling you specifically, go watch last night's show with Christopher LaPrath. He's an amazing, as he likes to say, the seer of the unseen. And he's just, I mean, his clients are all over the world, royal people, celebrities. I mean, he's awesome. And so watch that show, and we'll bring him back on. And when we bring him on, Christina, British and Proud, be sure to try to see that show so you can interact, and we'll answer some questions. He loves doing that. He'll read your cards right there on the spot. We did that last night here, as well as on Patreon. We had a nice, intimate reading with our Patreon members. It was really nice. It was really cool. It was very intimate. I liked it a lot. Maybe he drank too many Red Bulls. Who did? He must have had money. Oh, you guys are in a conversation. I don't want to read that. Sorry about that. Jamie says it's all in the symbols, wording, and actions. Yes, it is. And let's see, did I read that one? Christina wrote this earlier. She goes, the dark side tells us openly what they are doing. If we don't believe it or do anything to stop it, then the fault is ours. Yes. Someone, please give Christina British and Proud a star tonight. I can't add to that. Can't embellish it. I can't do nothing. That is direct. When we get fooled, when we hear and see that darkness or message that's being pushed upon us, and we realize it, but then we do nothing about it, the fault is ours. I think that's a good way to wrap up tonight's show. I'm going to go on Patreon for about 30 minutes because I've got to be somewhere. So normally I try to save that for the guests and take the guests on. But we'll go on. I mean, 30 minutes if you guys want. So it's patreon.com/Doc Skinner. I wish I knew it earlier. I would have said Lord Doc Skinner. I'm a lord. Oh my God, it's so crazy. And I can get my license and passport, all that. I can do that. I think if I do, it would be, the next time I get a passport, so that when I go on a plane, I get that little upgrade. I'm down with that. I'm down with an upgrade. All right. So let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see where. Okay, so Alien Bumps here. Hello, Alien Bumps. Dude, I'm so happy you got a channel now. I watch every doc interviews, everything. My Ugo bro, TMLOL. Well, thanks, man. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, no. So yeah, I've had this channel for years. I've just changed the show. It used to be 1028 Live. Now it's the Doc Force, DOC Force. So yeah, so that's it. Now I've got, like I said, lots of big plans, and I've got to make some calls. I wanted to get Laura Eisenhower. I tried to get in touch with her, but I just realized her show starts 30 minutes before mine. So if I get her on my show, it's going to probably be pre-recorded. So hence why I changed the name, because I was tired of always being live when I missed out on interviews and opportunities because they couldn't do it at that time. So that might be that. Rick Mackey has his show Get Esoteric Live. We need to get you on here, sir. So let's connect on that. Other than that, I'm going to take the 30-minute break. so you all can stretch, get a drink, let the dogs out, have a smoke, whatever you got to do. Smoke them if you got. And then we will get back together in 30 minutes over on patreon.com/Doc Skinner, and we'll say whatever we want. Sound good? All right. Remember, as long as we all lift each other up, we will all rise together. I am Lord Captain Doc Skinner of the Starship Pariah, and this is the Doc's Force. Hope you all had a great time. We'll be back tomorrow. Pretty good chance. Make sure you wear your green. That's important, because then you get a lot of pinches. Until then, ciao bella. Yes, I want to go. Why do they make you hit it twice? It just doesn't make